What's up guys, Cheapies, aka Noah, back today bringing another video. This time we're doing the July sneaker releases. I know it's already the 5th, so it's been a few days, but there really was nothing from the 1st to like the 4th. There were only maybe like 1 or 2 sneakers. There were some Jordan 1s, but nothing crazy, so I decided I'll probably get this up now since I didn't cover the first 2 ones. But there is a lot of decent stuff actually in July. A lot of like different stuff, not just like, there are some like the dunks and the basic shoes, but there are a lot of collabs and some cooler stuff too. So I think this month is probably one of the better months so far of the year. I mean, we're over halfway through the year, so it should be getting a little bit better. We should be getting some cool stuff, but I definitely think this month is one of the better ones. So let's go over the sneaker releases. Starting off the 6th, we have the Jordan 1 Low Flyees in the Biohack colorway. It's going to retail for $130. The reason I decided to put this one on here is because it's actually a little different than just a normal Jordan 1 Low. It is the Flyees, so it's actually designed for physically challenged individuals to be able to wear. So it's not like a normal tie-in system. It has Velcro and like a zipper system to tighten the shoe. Plus, I mean, it was made basically could wear just a normal sneaker and not just have some like other sneaker that doesn't look as good. And then they can wear a Jordan 1 Low. So it's really cool. And they're doing it in the Biohack colorway. Not my favorite colorway. I feel like they could have gone with some other ones. But there are some plans of releasing more colorways in the summer, supposedly. I haven't seen any confirmed yet. But obviously, if you like the Biohack colorway and you want something that's pretty easy to wear, the Flyees. So if you're looking for something like that, it's definitely a cool one to pick up for you. Next up, on the 7th, we have 2 sneakers. The first one is the Nocta Nike Airstep Air Terra. It's going to retail for $180. This one is in the triple black colorway. Previously, there was a triple white colorway. This is Drake's brand and Nike obviously doing this. I feel like the first one released at All-Star Weekend for the NBA. So it's been a while. Obviously, I think the white one's a little bit better. But if you like the Hot Step Air Terra, I think it's all right. It's not one of my favorite sneakers. It's pretty basic, especially in the triple black. But if you're a fan of it, fan of Drake's, this would be not bad one to pick up. It's $180, so it's a little more expensive, but I think it's all right. Then also on the 7th, we have the New Balance 990 V2 made in the USA Sea Salt. It's going to retail for $205 because it's the made in the USA. They're usually more expensive when they have the made in like whatever country. This was actually designed by Teddy Santis, founder of ALD. They've done a decent amount of collabs with the 550. But this one, I guess he's the creative director at New Balance, made in the USA now. So it's not a collab with it, but it does have a lot of like influences he does on some of his collabs. It's a sea salt colorway, so it's like white with a lot of gray and like beige accents. I think it's actually really cool. I wish it wasn't $205. It's not bad. I may try to pick this one up. I don't have any New Balances right now, but I think it's a pretty clean colorway. Obviously, I think the quality is a little bit better since it is that made in the USA. And obviously, it was created by the same person that does ALD. Those sneakers are actually kind of expensive now, I believe. So hopefully this one doesn't go as much since it's not a collab. But I think it's a really clean sneaker. Then on the next day, we're going to the 8th. We have the Nina Chanel Abney Jordan 2. There's actually 2 versions. There's going to be a high and a low. The high is going to retail for $250. The low is going to retail for $225. The low is going to retail for $225. Nina Chanel Abney is an African-American pop surrealist artist. So this is actually, I think, her first collab with Nike at all. I think they're pretty simple. There's a lot of like small details that you guys wouldn't like notice by just looking at it. The high is actually a little bit taller, and I believe the high and the low have removed some stitching on it. So if you compare it to a normal Jordan, there's a lot of stitching around the ankle and the toe that isn't on this one. Plus this one's basically just all white with some red on it, at least for the high. The high has like the red heel counter, and then the low has the green one. I think I like the high a little bit better. They're both like pretty clean. I feel like the green's probably a little easier to wear since it's not as high as the high. Obviously, Nike and Jordan have been pushing a lot of Jordan 2s recently. They've done a lot of collabs on them. So they're probably like trying to bring out like more just basic Jordan 2s. I don't think this one's bad. I think it's decent collab. I think some of the smaller details make it pretty unique. But I think overall, like the collab's pretty cool. I wish there was a little more to it, but I mean, it's not bad. Also on the 8th, we have the Stone Island New Balance RC Elite. It's going to retail for $220. There's 2 colorways, the acidic green and the vivid red. So basically, they both are relatively the same. Both of them look like they're kind of like breaking away like the New Balance like material and stuff like that. I think it's actually kind of cool. Obviously these are like running sneakers, so like you're not really going to be wearing them just like casually, but I mean, if you want to. Both obviously have the Stone Island logo on it. I think that's one of the more like bigger selling points if you're into Stone Island. But for $220, unless you're really running in them, I don't know if I'd be picking these up. Then on the 9th, we have the Nike Dunk Low LX Lisa Leslie. It's going to retail for $130. I believe this is Lisa Leslie's like own sneaker now. It's going to release in women's sizing. It features the colors of the LA Sparks, which is the team Lisa Leslie played on. I don't know if for her full career. I know at least when I knew of Lisa Leslie, she did play on the Sparks. So basically Laker colorways. I think they might even be the same ownership. I don't know all that. But it's going to be purple gold, and then has like the emerald swoosh on it, and then also has a number 9 on it, which is her number. Also, it's kind of, they did this, I assume, on purpose, but it's on the dunk because Lisa Leslie was actually the first woman in the WNBA to dunk in a game. So that's really cool. I think it's not a bad one. Definitely cool that's a women's release. They're honoring Lisa Leslie with this one. Obviously, I feel like she was in like backyard basketball when I was playing on that, so that's one of the reasons I know of her. But I think it's a really cool sneaker. I think the little things they did for it are pretty cool too. Next up, I just kind of combined both these days. It's the 12th and the 13th. There's just a bunch of dunks coming out. On the 12th, there's going to be the Nike Dunk Highs in the Michigan State colorway, so just a green and white. They've had Dunk Lows with the same kind of colorway. The next one is the Dunk High in the Knicks colorway, so like an orange and blue. This is actually, I guess, more of a nod to a Japanese exclusive from 1999 in the City Tac series. I don't know too much about that, but it looks just like a Knicks colorway. I don't know if these are their official names, but that's the colorway I'm going with. And then also on the 12th, we have a Dunk Low in the black and white. It's just basically all black with some white accents. It's going to be full family sizing. It's not like a reverse panda, which I think would be kind of cool. It's just like all black with like very few white accents. So not bad. I mean, full family sizing. I assume this one will be pretty easy to get. And then more dunks on the 13th. We have the Nike Dunk High Carolina Blue. I don't know if that's going to be the official name. I don't know if it's exactly Carolina Blue, but it looks very similar. It's Carolina Blue and white, like same color blocking as the Michigan State. Then we have the Nike Dunk Low Turquoise. It's turquoise, white, and orange with like the sole and like the label on it. And this one's actually a women's release. So the highs are going to retail for $115. The one low, the one full family size, and the black and white one's going to be $100. And for some reason, the turquoise, the women's release, is going to be $110 according to Sneaker News. I don't know if that's right. Hopefully it's not, because that seems to make no sense if one's $10 more than the other. But it's just some basic dunks. I imagine if you want to pick these up, it shouldn't be too hard. None of them's going to resell for anything crazy. They've just been releasing dunks like crazy. I mean, every month I feel like I'm covering multiple dunks. I cut out multiple because they're nothing crazy anymore. I imagine, I haven't gone like a Nike store in a while, but I feel like you could probably pick some of these up in there. But if you're into dunks, I mean, some decent colorways coming out. And then on the 14th, we have maybe some of the cooler sneakers coming out. I know there's one later in the month that's way more hyped. But I don't know if it's not an official collab, but it's the like Major League Baseball Nike SB Dunks. There's actually 2 of them. The first one is the Dunk High in the Mets colorway. It's going to retail for $125. They were made to actually look like the New York Mets away jerseys. So it's mostly like gray. And then they have like a double stitched Nike swoosh orange and blue, which I think is actually really cool. The way, I mean, you can obviously tell that it looks like an away jersey for the Mets. And then on the tons on the inside, one of them has a purple circle with the number 7 on it, I guess to represent the 7 train that goes to the stadium. And then the other one has the apple when you hit a home run, the apple shows up with the New York skyline on it. So I think the details on it are really cool. I don't follow baseball a ton, but I obviously know the Mets and stuff like that. I don't like the highs as much as the lows that are also coming out. But if you're into the Mets and you want a Mets shoe, this one's really cool. Then also included in these 2 releases is the SB Dunk Low, the Phillies colorway. It's going to retail for $115. This one's actually made to look like the Phillies throwback jersey with their powdered blue and maroon. I think this one's way cooler than the Mets. I'm not a Phillies fan or anything. It's cool that they're doing like 2 teams that are like rivals, or at least in the same division. But I like the colorway on this one a lot. This one also has the tons. There's like labels on the tons. This one has a Philly cheesesteak on one of them, and then the Liberty Bell, which lights up when there's a home run hit in the stadium. I don't know if it's still in there. I couldn't find exactly it. But I think these are both really cool. I mean, I like the little details that they put in it. it. The Phillies one is definitely a lot cooler. I feel like it's going to resell for a decent amount because it's a cool colorway to begin with. I definitely am going to try to pick up the Phillies one because I think it's the better of the two, but I feel like if you're a Mets fan or Phillies fan, you can't go wrong with either. And now the most hype sneaker release of the month. On the 21st, we have the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Reverse Mocha. It's going to retail for $150. It's another Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low, same colorways that they've been doing. So it's like browns, whites, and then like a tan. This one obviously is not like the first one that released, the Mochas. It's obviously the reverse one of that, so it's mostly brown, then there's white and like tan accents on it too. Obviously it's one of the most hyped ones of the month, just because it has Travis Scott's name attached to it. I imagine it will sell out. I mean, it's going to sell out. I imagine it will resell for a decent amount just because of Travis Scott. I don't know how popular his shoes have been recently. Obviously they're super limited, pretty hard to get. I don't think I've ever hit on a Travis Scott. So this one's obviously going to sell for a decent amount of money. Obviously the most hyped up collab of the month. It's a decent colorway. If you're into it, definitely try to pick it up. But I feel like most people are going to try to pick it up to resell. So cool sneaker. Obviously same kind of thing as the Travis Scotts that they've done in the past. Then on the 25th, we have more Yeezy slides restocking. These are all going to retail for I think $60. They may be $70. There are two prices on them, which makes no sense. There are three colorways restocking: the bone, the onyx, and the resin. I feel like the bone and the onyx, or like the bone or the pure, whatever, all of them kind of have restocked multiple times at this point, and I still for some reason haven't hit on a single one. I just want to pick them up to see what they're like. I don't know, just because my size, because I think they tell you like to size up. So I'm wearing like 14s and Yeezy slides, which I imagine they're not making a ton of. But obviously, if you want to pick up some more Yeezy slides, another chance to get them. They're only $60. Imagine it'll be on Yeezy Supply, and the D is confirmed at. So again, if you're into Yeezy slides, they're restocking all the time. And then the last sneaker of the month on the 30th, we have the Jordan 3 Desert Elephant. It's going to retail for $200. It's mostly black with like some brown leather on the heel and the toe. And then the fossil stone is what they're calling it, which I imagine is kind of like an elephant colorway on the tongue and the ankle. I think it's all right. I'm not a big fan of the Jordan 3. I'm not a big fan of this sneaker. The colors are a little, I wouldn't be wearing it. I wouldn't be wearing a black one with these colors on it. I think it's all right. Not terrible. But I mean, if you're in Jordan 3, you like the colorway, definitely try to pick it up. Imagine it probably sells out like most Jordans do. I haven't been following like the Jordan 3 market, so maybe it doesn't sell out and maybe you can pick it up in a store. But another pretty just basic Jordan to try to pick up. So that's everything for July. I think there's some really cool sneakers. I like the Jordan 2s. I like the Major League Baseball dunks, especially the Phillies one. I think that's probably my favorite sneaker of the month. Obviously the Travis Scott's gonna sell out, go crazy, sell for a decent amount. But I think there's some pretty unique stuff on here, stuff that I haven't been releasing in a while. Definitely one of the better months, at least that I've focused on recently, at least front loaded. I mean, obviously I could add stuff more in the end. There's even some New Balances that I think are pretty cool. So let me know in the comments what your guys' favorite sneaker of the month is, or something that you're looking forward to this month, something you're gonna try to pick up. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.